My name
Hi.
is Sully, and I'll be your social worker and therapist for today. Is there? Can you tell me why you're here today?
I came in today because I wanted to talk about some problems I've been having with my eating habits.
Okay. Can you tell me more? More about problems that you're having. Specifically, what are the problems that you're having with your eating habits?
I feel like I've been really trying hard to lose weight. Um, my mom always tells me that I need to be watching what I eat and exercise, and so I've been exercising a lot and not eating, or sometimes just I binge and purge, and I'm going to college in the fall and I want to be more healthy.
Okay. Can you? So it seems like your mom is being very critical about. Is that what you're saying? That your mom is being overly
Yeah,
critical about your eating habits?
yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like when I come home from school, the first thing she says to me is, "Oh, are you going to go on a run today?" She doesn't ever say hi or "How was your day?" It's, you know, people
Mhm.
aren't going to like you if you don't look good.
So do you feel that this is affecting your life in many ways your relationships out of your
I feel like it's not right now, because I've had like the same friend group for a long time, and I have two brothers that I'm really close with. Um,
mhm,
but I'm worried that when I go to school in the fall and I have to make new friends, that it's going to affect how I see myself and how I relate to other people.
mhm. Have you talked to my mom? Have you talked to your mom about you know this?
No, we don't really have a very close relationship, and so I don't want to bring it up because I feel like she'll take what I'm saying the wrong way.
Mhm,
I don't want her to think of me as criticizing like her parenting or something like that, because I know she just wants what's best for me, but she doesn't really know how to phrase that
mhm.
in a way that's helpful to me. So I don't want to bring it up to her.
Okay, how is this something that when did this start going on? This problem with your mom and you exercising. When was the first time that you experienced this situation with your mom?
Um, I feel like it started a couple years ago, because I used to swim a lot, all growing up, and I was on the swim team my first 2 years of high school. And when I stopped swimming, I just stopped working out as much. I just didn't really, I've never really cared about what I look like as long as I'm healthy. And I feel like once I stopped doing that, then she really started to be concerned about my eating habits and my exercise.
Do you Can you think of any reason why that might be? Have you thought about why is she concerned about this now?
I really don't know, other than she just wants to make sure that I'm healthy, and I get that, but she just doesn't approach me in a respectful way about it.
Mm-hmm.
She just makes me feel bad about myself.
Can you tell me more about can you explain to me what are the things that can you give me more details about the ways that your mom where when you feel that your mom is not respecting your decisions about your eating habits.
Yeah, she will.
What are the things that she says?
She'll tell me that I can't eat certain things, or um, she'll just tell me that, she'll make comments about the fact that I've gained weight. I used to be extremely, extremely, extremely skinny, and now that I'm at a healthy weight, she doesn't see, or she maybe just compares it to how I was before, and she'll tell me that I can't eat certain things, whereas my brothers can eat whatever they want, whenever they want. But, or she'll only, she'll make comments like, oh, do you really, really want to eat that right now? Or, do you really want to have that big of a portion of something? Or, you know, just stuff like that.
Yeah, I see that. Like I like share. I'm a mother as well, so and sometimes I feel like like just hearing you talk about your mom, I feel like maybe she's like it's just sometimes as mother we don't see our kids grow up, and because now you're making your own decisions about and so I think it would be like it would be good to explain that to your mom, maybe because sometimes we can do that, we can like be overly protective, or sometimes we think that that our decisions, or are the best decisions that for our kids. But like maybe you have right now there's like seems like there's a conflict between your mom's perspective and what you think about exercising, so it may be that your mom is experiencing that changing like in age, because she used to handle you a little bit more when you were younger, and we're doing swimming and all of these things, and now that you are making your own decisions. Have you do you have any plans about like maybe talking to your mom about this, having a conversation with her about how you feel?
Yeah, I'd like to, but I feel like she just wouldn't, like I said, she wouldn't really consider what I have to say. She's really she's very strong-willed and strong-minded about a lot of things, which is good a lot of the time, but I feel like she's not really open to considering other perspectives. And since we don't have a close relationship, I feel like she won't be willing to hear my perspective, and when we try to talk about stuff, it usually just ends up in yelling. So I feel like, it's just something I avoid if I can. So, I'd like to talk to her, but I don't really know how.
So yeah, I think the whole situation is like it's making you uncomfortable. Is that what you're saying? Talking to her about this because you're afraid that she might react. So maybe if you can't like we can set up an appointment like your mom and I, if you if you like that, and if you want to try, we can always try like different ways where you can talk to your mom and express your but always setting boundaries, because sometimes it's kind of hard, like when it's mother and daughter relationship, it's kind of hard to set boundaries. But boundaries are like always good, because I think it will be better for for the for mother and daughter communication skills. So I think it will be a good thing. I'm just suggesting things that you know. Do you have any other ideas that where we can set up a plan to talk to your mom and?
Yeah, I'd like to talk to her, I think, with me, you, and her together. I think that would be good, that you could kind of be, an outside third-party observer, kind of. And I think I'd also really like to talk about different ways to communicate better with her. I know it'll never be perfect on either of our parts, but I want to be able to build a closer relationship with her in the future, and I know that's something that we need to work on together. So I'd like to do both of those.
Yeah, that sounds good, because like sometimes when we think about relationship, like I think when with family, it's sometimes it's something really strong that really holds people together. And I think having a better relationship with your mom, better communication skill, better communication with your mom is gonna help you not only with, when dealing with your, with your family, but also, when you're, like in the future, I think it's gonna help, and also with your friends. And I think that's a good decision that you're making, about talking to your mom and, expressing yourself, like telling her what things that, that you like and that you wanna let her know that are really bothering you. So I think that's a good plan. What are the expectations you have, right now about, you know, your mom and, your about meeting with your mom, what are the expectations you have with her?
I don't expect anything to change really. I just want her to be open to hearing my side and to be open to hearing how her words affect me. It's not, for me, it's not a matter of the exercise or the diet necessarily, other than that kind of affects how I see myself, but it's more how she communicates with me and how it sometimes seems disrespectful of me, and I just hope that she can hear where I'm coming from my side.
So hear your perspective, is that what you're saying? Yeah, I think that sounds, it sounds good. I think it's, it's gonna help in the long run, cause this is, like, I feel that this is really, affecting you, cause you really value what your mom, do, your mom's, so I think it's gonna, I think it's gonna help you a lot, not only on your personal life, but also, your environment, I guess. So that sounds like a good plan. Is there anything else you would like to add, that we,
I don't think so. I think I just want to be able to meet with her first and with the three of us and then kind of see how that goes, and then maybe see what I would want to focus on from there.
sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing yourself with me, and I'm really looking forward to, meeting with your mom next time. So I think it's gonna help, and we'll start next meeting with, like you, your mom, and I. So yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Why did your parents want you to come in and talk with me?
Well, see, I've been having a lot of, I'm not interested in school anymore. I'm not willing to, do anything, to my, with my friends and anything about myself. Like, I'm not interested anymore. And I feel like I just want to drop out of school now. Like, yeah, I don't feel like I can do it anymore.
When did you start feeling like you weren't interested in school anymore?
I don't know. It's kind of hard, to really explain, because, like a year ago, I think I just started, like, it was like a slow process, I guess, like I started, skipping classes, and then, later on, I realized that I was, like, missing, like, a lot of days going to school, classes. So I think it's been about a year now.
Okay. Was there anything that happened around a year ago when you started?
Well, my parents got divorced, and they're not together anymore. But I don't think that's a big deal. So I don't think that's really affecting me, because I don't really that's their life. I don't really care about what they do with their life. So
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I do. I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers, and I'm the oldest.
Okay. So lots of baby brothers and sisters.
Yep.
So are you all living together in one house now, or apartment, or are you living?
Well, I'm living with my dad, because I'm the oldest. So me and my brothers are living with dad, and my sisters are living with my mom, but we, like, I'll go visit my mom, sometimes. So I stay over her house, during the weekend. But that's basically it. So we, each of us live, we live our own life.
Okay. Um, what is your relationship like with your mom and your dad?
I would say that I never had a good relationship with them. Like, my parents were always, like, doing their thing, like, always fighting, like, disagreeing with each other. So I never, like, really developed a relationship with them. I hold a lot of resentment toward them because they were not there when I really needed them. So I think we don't have a good relationship.
Okay. You have said that you feel resentment towards them maybe because they haven't been there when you needed them. I'm wondering if you could maybe tell me about a time or two when you felt like you really needed your parents and they weren't there for you.
Well, see, I think I was starting, that age where you start, like, like, starting, I guess, to, develop relationship, like, and, like, I remember when I wanted to have when I had my first, relationship, like, they were not supportive. They were not giving me advice. They were not there to tell me, like, what to do. I did everything on my own, and I feel like I didn't know. I kind of learned things by myself. So even in school, like, I always, like, um, did everything on my own. They were never there, to help me with my homework. Things like that. That you really care about. So you want your parents to be there, but my parents were never there when you know. So I think, everything started, when I started, like, dating and things like that.
So if I'm hearing you right, I'm hearing you say that you felt like your parents weren't there for you when you really needed guidance or when you needed support or help with something and you felt like you were kind of on your own. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
Does that sound about right?
Mhm.
Can you tell me a little bit about your friendships or maybe about that first dating relationship?
Oh, see, my friends, like, at that time, my friends were there for me. Like, my girlfriend, whatever. Like, it was like she was always there for me. But after that, like, after my parents got divorced and everything, like, always, like, everything, you know, just went down. Like, my girlfriend left me. My friends started hanging out with me, because, and I just felt rejected. I felt like I was so different, and now, like, I don't really have any friends, you know. I felt that, that because my parents, like, weren't there, like, I lost everything that I had. I lost my, girlfriend. I lost, my, all my friends. So, and I feel rejected. I feel like I'm very different, like, I feel that, I feel alone.
I'm wondering if you could tell me why you feel that you don't fit in now.
Well, I feel like, like, my friends, like, my friends' parents, are together, they have their family time together on the weekends, things like that. And I don't have that anymore. Like, my parents, like, are everywhere. They're not, we don't really have a family time where we can get together and spend some time together and talk about, what we're going through and things that are bothering, we don't really have that. And my friends, they do have that. And so I feel like that I'm left out, that I'm not part of their, like, life, because their life is so different than mine.
So it sounds to me that you have felt like you're not supported by your parents sometimes, but also that you may not be supported by your friends, and that they that they can't relate to you as much. Is
Yeah.
that correct?
Yeah, that sounds about. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, well, can we go back a little bit farther and talk some more about school?
Mhm.
What are your favorite classes in school?
Well, see, my favorite classes right now, I think it will be math because it's very practical. I don't have to spend so much time, doing math. Reading is boring, so I don't really like to read. I'm not interested. So, but that's about it.
Have those always been your favorite subjects, or have they changed?
I used to read a lot before, but then like I stopped. Like I got discouraged about reading, and I just concentrated. I've been good on like every like subject, but now like I'm like just math because it's very practical, and I don't know.
You said that you felt discouraged about reading. I'm wondering if you could tell me a little bit more about how that felt or what made you feel that way.
Well, see, like when I like after reading, I always feel like I was going through a hard time, and I feel like a lot of the reading was just making me like I guess think about my situation even more. So that's why I stopped reading because I feel like I think like I was starting to think too much about problems that I was going through, and my head was going everywhere. And like my parents, I used to read with my mom, and now my mom isn't there, so I don't really read anymore.
So it sounds to me like reading may have made you have a lot of kind of self-reflection time that maybe you didn't really want.
I think so. Yeah.
Does that sound like it
Mhm.
could be? Whereas math, maybe you're solving problems, you're focused on finding that solution, you're going step by step, and it's kind of not, you're focusing on that.
Yeah, I think so.
Does that sound like it?
Mhm.
Does that sound right? Like how you might have been feeling?
Yeah, I think that's that's something that I never thought about before, but it seems like I think that's it.
Well, I'm wondering what goals you may have for talking with me. I know you said that your parents wanted you to come talk with me.
Well, I really wanna, I really I'm here because I think that what I really need is to really have like I guess the time to talk to my parents because it's so hard to talk to my parents at the same time, and so I just need a time. And I wondering a time with them, and I wondering if I can have my parents, like be here, like have a meeting with them so I can, like express to them how I feel about, our situation right now. I just, like, because I feel that it's kind of hard to really talk to them because they're always, they either criticize me or they're always thinking that I'm wrong. And I don't want to, like, I really want to let them know, I want them to listen to me, not, start criticizing me because I feel bad whenever they do that. So I think that, that's what I need.
Okay, so it might be a good idea to bring your mommy and your dad in and me sit in on the meeting too, and we could all talk together.
Mhm.
Does that sound like
Yeah,
what
I
you're
think that
wanting to do?
sounds good. Yeah.
So what kind of things would you like to talk about during this meeting?
Well, I really want to let them know that this whole divorce situation, this divorce thing is really bothering me, and like you know, it's affecting my my relationships outside of my family. Not only my relationship with them, but also with friends. That is affecting my how my at school. It's affecting me at school. My studies, like all of this is affecting my entire life, and I want to let them know. And it's because I feel like they need to know how I feel. 'Cause sometimes they don't really know how I feel because they're never there.
So what might be two expectations or goals that you would have coming out of that meeting with your parents and myself?
I guess being able to communicate with them, about my concerns, how I feel, letting them know how I feel, developing a better relationship with them.
Okay, so maybe we could try to take some steps towards working on different communication skills for when you're together or when you're apart, and how you could maybe communicate your feelings or the needs that you have, the emotional needs or whatever that you have to your parents. That might be
Yeah, that helps a lot. Yeah.
one of our goals. Are there any other goals just for you, goals for school, for your friends, anything like that that we could maybe work on together?
I guess I would like to, talk to my friends and, ask them, like, why are they acting the way that they are right now with me? If they're, if they say that they're my friends, why are they doing this to me, leaving me out of their, circle?
So maybe we could also find a way to find different communication patterns for your friends too, and
I guess talking, yeah.
and figure out a way that you could maybe try to kind of rejoin that circle and try to talk some things out maybe with your friends.
Yeah. I think I would like to do that.
Okay, those sound like two really, really great goals to me. Are there any other questions that you have for me today?
I think that's everything, that was my main concern.
Okay, well then let's make a plan to meet with your parents, and that'll be our first step.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay, I've loved meeting with you and talking with you today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming in.